Hey everybody, so here is my 8 Ball Deluxe limited edition that I picked up for free. Apologies, it's a little dark in the garage right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this on, show what happens in the game start mode, and run through a few of the issues that I'm dealing with currently. So let's give this a flip on, and forgive me, I'm shooting one-handed. So everything's great there. Drop target's reset, which was not something that was happening last night. Interestingly enough, there's a new problem every time you turn the game on, and back glass light isn't turning on, so that's great. Hey, there it is, cool. So what we've got is basically, I'll open up the door here, but as you can see, game won't start, which is okay. But if I come in here, everything on here, you can hear the volume kind of coming and going. I can credit up the game itself, which is good. I can hit the credit mech. I don't think that I'm causing anything to happen. If I look up, obviously my displays are out right now, but nothing is happening when I hit that credit. Now, one time I was able to hit that credit a couple of times and start a game, which leads me to believe that there's some sort of short from this wire, or wire harness, excuse me, into that Molex, into the back box. Sometimes it's getting connection, sometimes it's not. I pulled off that J3 connection. I'll show you that here in a minute, but let's go ahead and close this door back up. So hit that credit a bunch of times and nothing happens. Well, so we're still in attract mode. Somehow, the result of all of this, because you move shit around and stuff happens, so if I press the start button, or the test button, excuse me, I do go into full test mode. Please note that the middle light there in the bottom row, that's the tilt light, and that'll come in handy here in a second. I've got the ball in the trough down here, so that's also of note. I'll flip over here to what would be the display test mode, obviously not working. Flip over to the coils. Everything seems to be working except for this last drop here on the right. Those kick up, those kick at the same time. Ball kicks out, great. So that's helpful. I'll kick over to sound, which is working. Now what's interesting is this next one is stuck switch. So I'll flip over and nothing, and I don't think that this is a problem, but I'll take the ball and drop it in the trough here, and obviously then it thinks that there's a stuck switch, which we know that there's not. So anyway, that's what's happening. Again, I can't start the game, but obviously something is occurring here. We're able to go into the full test mode, which I wasn't able to do before, and that was purely I was able to get in here and grab my flashlight again. Sorry, it's like midnight. I reseated this J3 connection down here, and I'll post those pictures as well, but everything seems to be okay there. I wasn't able to do anything until I reseated that J3 in regards to the test mode or anything like that. Now, to answer your question about as to whether or not the game will tilt, yes, it will actually. So if I open the door up here on the tilt bob, get my flashlight again, the tilt bob won't cause anything to happen. But if I slam tilt it, maybe, and of course, what was once working is no longer. So that's helpful. So it was tilting, no more. But I suppose that's the nature of the game. Now what I was going to say is that the game was tilting, but it wasn't correctly lighting up that middle bottom light once it tilted. So I gotta think that there's some sort of short or ground issue that's happening from the coin door through that Molex all the way up to the back. It's hard to know without having that fuse in the solenoid driver board for sure, but that's on its way, so that's helpful. One thing, when I did get the game to start, the Squawk and Talk box, what's interesting is that I was able to get all of the kind of game sounds, but none of those call-outs like, you know, go for the 8 ball or whatever. None of those were actually announced, which was interesting. So that's where I'm at, slowly but surely. Any ideas about what the hell's happening between the coin door itself and moving up into the back, let me know. Thanks. So it occurred to me after finishing that last little quick video is that I was still in test mode, so of course the game wouldn't tilt with being in test mode. So I'll show you again here. Obviously, tilt bob's not going to do anything, but it appears to be all hooked up there. So I'll go ahead and slam tilt the game here and show you. Again, I'm not getting that middle light, and maybe that's a symptom of tilting the game not within a game, if that makes sense. So great, thank you.